morning. Today is Thursday, August 26th. The year is 2021. We're still in the coronavirus pandemic. I'm watching the news this morning, and 2 bombs have just exploded in Afghanistan at the airport. They believe suicide bomb. Two bombs have exploded. I'm watching this. It's happening live here on CNN. But anyway, after 20 years of spending a billion bucks in Afghanistan, this is how this situation is ending now, with people being killed and murdered, trying to get out of as the United States tries to evacuate and flee from Afghanistan. The sad part about this thing is that more than 20 years ago, they went in there to go fight the Taliban. And at the end of it, here we are 20 years later, the Taliban has won the battle, has taken over the entire country, and now is sending suicide bombers into the airport to kill Afghanistan's and American people, to force them to hurry up and quickly get out of there. Kind of strange, huh? But anyway, it just makes you wonder. It just makes you wonder how that came to be. So anyway, I'm not going to spend too much time on that, but I do think it's sad and awful that U.S. personnel are among the wounded, possibly dead, in these 2 suicide bombs that went off this morning. And it may be, as I'm watching this, there may be multiple other bombs. And so far they've had 2, and they know one was definitely a suicide bomb, so I'm pretty sure that the second one was also. But anyway, I saw something interesting in the news this morning. It was out of Houston, Texas, at a Walgreens in Houston, Texas. A security guard had to shoot and kill a man had arrived at Walgreens in Texas. I believe it was Houston. And his 15-year-old daughter, he dropped off at the front door. She went inside the store, the Walgreens, to go do whatever she wanted to do. The security guard walked outside and asked the guy not to park in front of the door. Could he park in a parking spot? Simple request, right? Somehow or another, they go back and forth. And the guy gets out of the truck and begins to beat on the security guard, knocking him to the ground. So the security guard is an armed security guard, like anybody would do with a gun, and shot that motherfucker dead. Now, you keep that kind of, these types of incidents are very concerning to me. A security guard comes outside and politely asks you, man, could you park in a parking spot? I mean, who hasn't been asked to park in a parking spot? I've been asked that. Can you pull over there and park? Can you park here? Yeah, what's the issue? Okay, fine, I'll pull over here. That man would be alive right now had he just pulled over his truck to the side by his daughter was in the store. Just park. She came out, got in the truck, they went on about their business. But instead, he's in a morgue now, dead, because he didn't want to move his truck and chose to physically attack the security guard. And I just find this just some of the craziest mess that I've seen. And it's just mind-boggling to me that somebody would and we keep seeing these types of incidents, and where people, simple requests, move your car, parking spot, put on a mask, just simple little stuff that I do every day. I mean, it's never crossed my mind to argue relentlessly and have a physical conversation, physical confrontation with a security guard over a fucking parking spot. Just move your truck. Was this man high on drugs? Had he been drinking? What could possess you to get so enraged that you get out and you attack the security guard, who then decides to send your ass straight to hell? Yeah, if hell exists. We keep seeing these incidents over and over and over. I just blame it on the coronavirus myself. I mean, the COVID didn't got these niggas. I don't know. I mean, there's mental illness or something going on, or something in the air. I believe COVID is having an effect on these people's brains. Got to. I mean, a simple request like that shouldn't require you to have to get out and and physically attack a security guard and get your head blown off. But we keep seeing these incidents in airports, grocery stores, department stores, malls, jobs, McDonald's, West. And I've witnessed some of this crazy stuff. Even in the gym, there was two guys got to fighting over some. We in LA Fitness, all this equipment around. We in LA Fitness, all this equipment around, and these two white guys got into it over a machine. I guess one guy had sprayed the machine down. When you get some paper towels to wipe it down, he was about to use it. And another guy jumped in there. So why not just work out together? Or come back to the machine and use it later. I mean, I've been working on machines and came back and somebody took my machine. I said, I'll come back. You just go ahead and finish, man. You done dirtied up the machine. You go ahead and finish. You're going to be going in 5 minutes anyway. I'm going to be over there for a whole hour playing on my phone, working out. You just slowing me down from getting on Facebook. So, I don't know. But I've seen these confrontations in various places. I've seen some incidents in the grocery store, of course at the gym. I saw another incident where was I at? I can't remember. Oh, when me and Earl were getting on when we flew back into Atlanta, getting on a shuttle bus to catch the shuttle to pick up our car. These two white couples almost got into it. Who gets on the bus first? Is it worth it? I'm just not gonna argue and fight with nobody over no bullshit. Me and Earl just stood back. I said, let them get on that bus. They fighting up a store. And they're like, I'm not getting on the bus with them. And I'm like, somebody get on the bus because hell, they got 10 buses coming. This ain't the only bus that's gonna take us to this parking ride. I just sit there looking at these people. I'm thinking, wow, people are really going crazy. And it could be COVID-induced mania that we're not being. Something's not right here because we got crime skyrocketing nationwide. We got incidents like somebody getting shot and killed in a parking lot at a Walgreens because you was asked to move your ass to a parking spot, but instead you want to get out and act like you Mike Tyson. You get your head blown off, get shot and killed in front of your 15-year-old daughter. Can you imagine if she walked out of the store and saw her fall on the ground dead like that? Was it worth it? This is insane. Y'all, I don't argue with people nowhere. I'm not going to argue with you in Walgreens, the gym, the grocery store. It ain't worth it. I just ain't worth it. I'm like, why the parking spot? Of course, we've all had somebody, you wait for a parking spot and somebody snatches your parking spot. I just pull on around and go someplace else and say, maybe a tree going to fall on that parking spot and take their asses out. Maybe God saying you don't need to park there. So, of course, I've had parking spots taken. I've been disrespected in certain places. I've been in the gym. We've all had these types of incidents where we feel that someone has disrespected us. But it ain't never crossed my mind. Oh, you motherfuckers, you gonna do this? No, that doesn't end too well. It's kind of stupid. But these incidents, they're growing and getting worse and worse and worse. And worse. I can't stand people. But anyway, it gets worse and worse and worse. You just have to sit back and say, okay, well, what's going on in these people's heads? And it can't be me trying to stay the calm and cool person and don't want to. I'm not about to fight with nobody over no stupid shit. I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to risk getting injured or losing my life over parking my vehicle in a parking spot. All that man had to do was pull off away from that store and park in one of the many parking spots I'm sure were there. Just back in and wait for just coming right out. But instead, they planning his funeral now. And the police department has decided not to press charges because they looked at the video and they saw what took place. This man had jumped out and attacked the security guard, and the security guard was armed and used that weapon the way it was supposed to be used to kill that motherfucker. I mean, it's kind of like, what is wrong with folks? People need to stop and think. It could not have been that difficult to pull that truck into one of the many parking spaces outside that Walgreens. And if there were no parking spaces, he could just circle the parking lot until that girl came out that store, till his daughter came out that store. I would not have been out there arguing with somebody over no nonsense like this. I'm not going to do that. I'm not about to argue with nobody over nothing. But that's just me. You know, I'm too old to be sitting up here arguing with somebody and getting out having a physical confrontation with somebody. The shit was so funny at that gym, and two white guys were getting into it. I mean, it went on back and forth. The gym this was a Sunday. Nobody was in the gym that Sunday. I was working on legs. That's when I do my legs on Sunday because ain't nobody in there, and I can just take my time and work on legs. So nobody's in the gym. The equipment there's tons of available equipment for every exercise you can imagine in at this time. But you guys are arguing over one machine. I'm like, what is going on here? And it got to a point where they were going back and forth. I had to take my earpods outside and go, listen, just in case somebody went and got a gun and stuff. You know, you don't know. So I said, let me pay attention. I'm over here working on my legs. I said, let me pay attention to these white folks up to. I know they're coming and shoot everybody. I said, oh shit, let me pay attention. Listen, what did he say? Did he say he's going to get a gun? He went outside. I said, wait, is he going to get a weapon? What? And the gym workers were trying to calm them down and all this stuff. They just kept going back and forth. This was only about a good 10, 15 minutes over a machine in LA Fitness. Then one of the guy's girlfriend got involved in it. And they going back and forth, and it just went on and on and on. It just didn't stop until one of the guys finally left. And I think they ended up both of them ended up leaving. I said, okay, good. I got to make sure they left. I don't want them to come back in and try to shoot none of them LA Fitness workers in there. You know, the people crazy today. Ain't worth it. And shit, I said, damn, they didn't on a Sunday morning. But I noticed that since we've been going through this COVID crisis, and there's another story I was going to talk to you all about. There was a woman, a pregnant American woman. She went to Jamaica on vacation. She was pregnant. She went to Jamaica. She got down there. She tested. She had to take a COVID negative test before she got to Jamaica, saying that she was negative for COVID. She had her paperwork saying that she tested negative, so she got into the country with COVID. Got into Jamaica. While at the resort where she was staying at, it's supposed to be like a bubble at the resort. Jamaica does have a serious problem with COVID right now. But at the resort, it's supposed to be like a bubble. Everybody's supposed to have been tested, and, you know, everybody stays in the resort. But somehow or another, she got sick at that airport with COVID. She tested positive. She had COVID-19. She got so sick, they had to convince her to go to the hospital. She didn't want to go to the hospital. She was just quarantined in her room. She wanted to go home, is what she wanted to do. But she got so sick, she deteriorated so quickly. Now, mind you, she came in, she was fine. Hey, I'm going to Jamaica on vacation, my girls and me hanging out and stuff. And I think she was with her husband or something. I'm not too sure. They ended up taking her to the hospital, rushed her to the hospital, where the situation deteriorated even worse, where they had to transfer her to another hospital where she was put on a ventilator. But she died in Jamaica. Literally within days, she died. She was fine when she got over there. She got sick. She was pregnant as a black woman. Got pregnant. She was pregnant when she got over. But she was pregnant before she left the United States. But she wasn't vaccinated, you guys. But you're pregnant in Jamaica in the middle of a pandemic. I thought that was just kind of... Is it just me, or is something going on crazy here? This woman was pregnant. She didn't even get a vaccination. She flew down to Jamaica. She got sick. She ended up in the hospital, and she died from COVID-19 while on vacation. I mean, I know. I'm sure she could not have predicted the situation. It just makes you wonder. My goodness. I keep thinking about that right now. Less than 20% of all African Americans in the United States, less than 20% are vaccinated, fully vaccinated. That means 80% of us are walking around here with no mask, no nothing, and we think everything's hunky-dory, and then until COVID shows up and snatch our asses up. I know y'all tired of talking about COVID, but that story kind of struck me because that was a young woman. She's only 20-something years of age, 28, 29, somewhere up in there. She probably never thought she was going to get COVID while on vacation in Jamaica. If I'm correct, her age, she was under 30. I was in her 30s or something like that. You can go back and look at that article. But here she was on vacation, in Jamaica, probably having a nice time before she got sick. She probably, we all know shit happens, but good Lord. What is up with us not getting these vaccinations? I am completely at a serious loss for this. I don't get this. You rather take your chance with COVID-19 than taking your chance with the COVID-19 vaccine. Make it make sense. But anyway, back to what I was saying about the guy in this Walgreens. Y'all, we have to stop and think. There are too many incidents that are taking place, minor incidents that end up somebody's life being taken away from them. Had this man who was sitting in that pickup truck with his 15-year-old daughter was in that store shopping, getting whatever she went to go get. All he had to do was pull into a parking spot. That's it. That's it. But he couldn't do that. For whatever reasons. As I'm watching the news, so they did confirm a second explosion near the airport in Uvalde. Y'all forgive me, I'm over here belching burp this morning. I don't know. What is wrong with this coffee today? I don't know what I took, but yesterday I went to the gym and worked. I got kind of kind of worked out late there. Remember you all told you I was taking tryptylene. I was trying to wean myself off that tryptylene. Well, I had to reverse course on that shit because them headaches showed back up. I know shit, they back. Not bad, but to the point where I said, well, let me go back on the tryptylene. Increase the dose of that, wean myself down to a very low amount. Then the headaches kind of rebounded, so I said, well, let me go back to taking it. And the minute I increased the dose, I was like this the next day. Where am I? That shit knocked my ass out. I said, oh, Lord, I stumbled around it for 2 days now. Today is a little bit better, but yesterday I was like, okay, I can get out to bed. It's that medicine is so weird that maybe I jumped back up too high too soon. It's like a roller coaster. Maybe because I had worked myself up to 5 pills and I worked back down to 2 pills. And then last 2 days I took 5 pills straight. And it was, my body said, okay, what the fuck is going on here? But anyway, it's going to be a little short video because I guess a lot of shit I need to do today. I got to go around a lot of stuff. Plus it's hot. Here in Atlanta, it's been extremely hot for the past day or so to the point that it's been miserable. Just miserable here. And when I went to the gym yesterday evening, had a great workout. I normally don't go to the gym in the evening time, but for 2 days in a row, I'm in the evening because I was over here in La La Land from damn and tryptylene knocked my ass out. Today is better. I feel a whole lot better today. It's because my body's kind of adjusting to it. And then the headaches the tension headache is there, but it's very low. So I spoke to my doctor. She said maybe I was coming off it too soon. Just give it a few more weeks. They're going away. Let's give it a few more weeks. We'll see. But anyway, y'all stop all this arguing, folks. We have got, and I don't know the race of these individuals that were involved in this. Whether it was a black guy, white guy, but I don't know. I really don't care. I don't care what the race of the security guard was or the guy driving the truck. It could not have been that hard. The security guard came and asked you, could you move your truck into a parking spot? Thank you. That's it. Now I'm sure the guard, this fool in this truck is dead now for the stupidest shit on planet Earth. Move your fucking car. Move your fucking car. Anyway, good riddance to red rubbish, I guess. I don't know. I hate to see somebody lose their life over something so foolish. He didn't attack this man and knocked him to the ground. They got it all on video. You jumped out the truck and beating up on the security guard. He's on the ground and he decided to send your ass straight to hell. Where he might have belonged. Anyway, today is Thursday, August 26th. It is the 26th. The year is 2021. We're still in the coronavirus pandemic. Y'all, please be careful out here. If you have not got the vaccine, please sit down and ask yourself a couple of questions. What are you waiting for? What are you afraid of? And weigh the odds. This woman who died in Jamaica, these people that we see dying who were not vaccinated, would they have been better off had they got the vaccine? Would they still be alive? I think there's there are millions of people who've gotten these vaccines who are alive and not having any issues. There's a very small percentage who have caught COVID and ended up hospitalized, and some even have died who were fully vaccinated. Very, very small amount. So, but there's a large group of people who've been unvaccinated, who've been COVID and took their asses up out of here. If you have not got the vaccine, you need to weigh your odds. What are the chances are that you may have a problem with the vaccine versus without the vaccine? This ain't making no sense to me. And I got vaccinated as soon as I could. I wasn't gonna take that chance. But anyway, I just was not gonna roll the dice and say, I may not get vaccinated, I may not get COVID because I'm in good health and blah, 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 blah. I'm not gonna even lure myself into believing that nonsense. Although I'm fully vaccinated, sometimes at the gym I have my mask on. If there's a crowd of people around there, I wear my mask in the grocery store and go places and I'm around groups of people. I wear a mask. I'm not really around too many groups of people, but I'm still being very cautious. I would hope COVID is not coming to come visit me, but who knows? I'm just going to be cautious about the things that I do. And I noticed that I saw a news report this day where people were planning on going on these cruises and all this stuff that's following people canceling the damn cruises. I don't blame their asses. People said, nah, Delta variant, we better hold up on this cruise. Because then we thought everybody was thinking this fall, the cruise ships could return to normal. There was a woman, a 77-year-old woman who died on a Carnival cruise in Belize. She got sick on the ship and they took her to the hospital. She died in Belize, 77 years of age. She's up there in age, but still the point of the matter is she was on vacation and she didn't come back. She died. She's dead now. So just like the guy, the woman, the pregnant woman in Jamaica, the guy down in Mexico, I'm sure we can find hundreds of reports of people on vacation, not vaccinated, ripping and running all over the world, catching flights and doing stuff, and getting flown out and doing all kinds of crazy shit. I don't get it. Anyway. This day is Thursday, August 26th. I'm out of here. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out. Bye.